it's another Getting Real with Ashleydawn. My mom has asked to not be filmed, but you'll hear her little snarky comments if I take my hands off the wheel. I guarantee you that.
I guarantee it too.
So anyway, I wanted to do a little video to encourage everyone. That's my heart. It's a Getting Real, and I want to get real about the past. The past. And you say, Ashleydawn, I'd like to forget my past. Here's the problem with forgetting your past. If you forget your past, you can make the same mistakes again. If you forget your past, you can maybe be blinded to some areas that you maybe overlooked in the past, that you got hurt, and remembering the past helps you not to repeat old behavior, not to repeat things that you've maybe done that maybe you shouldn't do. Today, my mom and I and a friend, Colby, shout out Colby, went to the Memorial Gardens to honor the veterans that have died, that have lost their life in battle, that have given the ultimate sacrifice so that we could be free, so that we could have, you know, a 3-day weekend. It's really limited down to, people are like, oh, happy 3-day weekend, happy Memorial Day. There's nothing happy about Memorial Day. We are memorializing. I mean, there is happy, we're free, but it came at a cost, right? There was a thing that said all gave some gave all, some gave their entire lives. One of my friends, her husband, Michael Martin, Sergeant Michael Martins, died, and he's not here anymore. And you know, so we honored him, and he has a place on the wall and in the field of honor, and it's beautiful. And you know, we have friends that died on the battlefield, that, you know, maybe a tank flew up with them in it, or a bomb happened, or battle. Like, let's not forget the people that laid down their lives for us. Let's not forget the wars that our country has fought to provide the freedom that we have. You know, you can look all over the world and see crazy stuff happen in people's backyards, but there isn't that kind of crazy stuff happening here. Why? Because we have a very strong military. Have you thanked somebody lately? If you see, you know, an older gentleman or an older woman, and they're wearing a shirt that says veteran, or they're wearing a hat that says veteran, do you take time out of your day to thank them and say, hey, I just want to thank you for your service. I just want to thank you that I get to be free based on a sacrifice that you made for me. My dad was a Marine, and I'd be out with him in public all the time, and, you know, sometimes he'd wear a Marine's hat, a lot of times he wouldn't, but, you know, some people would come up to him and be like, hey, did you serve? Thank you. And it would make his whole day. I, you know, sat next to a gentleman today who was wearing a veteran hat, and I said, sir, I just want to thank you for your service. You should have seen his smile on his face. We should all be thanking people that have served. I didn't serve. I didn't give up my freedom to save someone else's. It says in the Bible that the greatest love is for someone to lay down their life to protect another life. Think about all the soldiers and all the men and women in the armed forces that are laying down their lives, that are laying down their freedom, that are laying down their weekends, their holidays, their precious moments with their kids. Do you know how many people that are serving overseas that don't get to see their kids' first steps or hear their first words? A lot. There's a lot of people that are serving that are missing out on moments that they would like to spend with their family, moments that they would like to spend with their kids, to serve our country, to keep our borders safe, our Coast Guard, keep our coasts safe, our Air Force, our Marines, our Army, who am I leaving out? Navy. I am so grateful for the men and the women, because there are a lot of women that serve, so that I can be free, so that I can drive my car in a country without worrying about a bomb hitting me while I'm going down the road.
Well, you could thank a veteran, but you also tell him you're sorry for the loss of his brothers and sisters that died. That's what today's all about.
Right. It's honoring the fallen.
Yep.
Honoring the people that are missing in action, that never made it back home, that they don't know where they are.
Prisoners of war.
Yeah, and the prisoners of war. We take so much for granted, and by we, I mean me. I take so much for granted. I go outside, I don't have to worry about a bomb hitting me. I don't have to worry about missiles and, you know, things that other countries worry about on a daily basis. I don't have to worry about that. Why? Because we have a military that is stationed to take care of us, to take care of our country, to take care of our borders. I am so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for every single person. One of our neighbors just enlisted and he's getting ready to go to boot camp. I'm so thankful. Another one of our neighbors, a little boy, he's not a little boy, I guess he's a grown man. He enlisted 2 or 3 years ago. And he's been getting promotion after promotion, and God is just blessing him, and he is being a light in the Army. Is that in the Army? I think he's in the Army. But I'm grateful for people that are serving. I'm grateful for people that say, you know what, I care about your freedom, so I'm going to sacrifice my own. It's a blessing. But this video was about pasts. What in your past do you wish you could hide? What in your past do you wish you could erase from the record books? I have quite a few things that I don't necessarily love from my past. I do. I know my daddy had quite a few things he didn't necessarily love from his past, and we talk about it all the time. Some of those things were when he was in the Marines. Things that happened, things that he saw, things that he wishes he could unsee. I think about things that I've done or things that have been done to me. But the problem with erasing the past is what made it the future. So if you go back and you erase what happened in the past, you erase all the bad stuff, well, guess what? Get ready to erase the good stuff too. Ashleydawn, what are you talking about? You are a product of every moment of your past. And if you change any part of that past, ultimately you change your future. Ultimately, you change the person you are today. All you got to do is take one little twig out of that Jenga pile of your life. One little, what are they? The little blocks?
The little blocks, cubes.
Take one little cube out of your little Jenga tower and the whole thing's going to fall over. You wouldn't be where you are today if you weren't where you were yesterday and every other yesterday before that. Be thankful for your past. The good, the bad, the ugly, every single thing that's happened. Because it's made you who you are today. And who you are today is pretty wonderful. Even with all your bangs, even with all your bruises, even with all your scars, even with all the ugly stuff that you sometimes wish you didn't have. What you are today matters. What you are today counts. Your present wouldn't be as beautiful if you didn't have the ugly moments of your past. And you may be saying, Ashleydawn, what in the world are you talking about? Okay, let's go to the Bible. I always try to go back to the Bible on everything that I do, say, speak, think. Joseph, story of Joseph. Take away the pit, take away the palace, take away the prison, and he would have never been second in command over all of Egypt. And he wouldn't have saved his family. So all that junk in his past mattered. David, he's a little shepherd boy. Gets overlooked by his family. Gets anointed to be the next king. Then spends his life alone with sheep. I'm pretty sure those probably weren't the best years of his life. But in those years alone with the sheep, he grew and he learned a lot of character building things that he would need in his future when he did become king. This car to my left was on my little bumper. And guess what, honey child? We're going to be at the same red light. So you can just smile and wave. Good night, people can't drive. Anyway, my point is, whatever you've went through has had a purpose. And yeah, you might not love all the things you've went through, and you may kind of look back and wish that you could just get a little bit of white out and...
Well, it's just like your scars. Your scars are proof of what you've been through.
Yeah.
You know, at the time they hurt. After a while, it's just a scar.
Yeah.
But that scar is a reminder of what you've already been through and where you are now.
Yeah. My friend Tyler, shout out Tyler, you thought you were going to get out of a video. He just had surgery on his hand. And so growing up, he was born with a lot of obstacles that he has had to overcome. And one of those obstacles, his hand, he hasn't been able to close it into a fist. He's only been able to keep it like that. Well, because of the surgery, he's going to be able to close it into a fist. And he's pretty stinking excited about that. And I'm pretty excited for him too. Tyler, you're awesome. You're a rock star. He has overcame a lot of obstacles.
You rock, Tyler.
A lot of obstacles. But every single obstacle that he has overcome has played a part in his story. And guess what? Because of his story, he's going to be able to show other young men, other young women, that they can overcome those obstacles too. Other people that maybe couldn't close their fist, that never knew that surgery could help, will now know because of Tyler. I never want anybody that watches my videos to feel like your past doesn't matter. To feel like your past is too messed up, too broken, too this, too that. Your past is not a mistake. It's on purpose. You may have mistakes in your past, but God's going to use every single one for your benefit, for your future, for your purpose. Your past matters. Regardless of what it looks like, regardless of where you've been, how you got there, where you are now, how you got there, you are right where you need to be right now. You are on purpose. Where you are is on purpose. And I just want to encourage you. Your life matters. Your past matters. Your present matters. And your future matters. You are seen, celebrated, and loved exactly where you are. Exactly with the past that you have. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to cover it up. You don't have to try to hide your past. Your past matters. And no matter how ugly it was, there's beauty that's coming from the ashes of your past. I just want to encourage you. I love you, but more importantly, God loves you. Your past matters, your present matters, and your future matters even more. Don't give up. I love you. Catch you in the next one.